Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Faerun. Apparently, this is Baldur's Gate 3. I am the Preacher, and this is a type of game I have never played before. I actually never have played D&D. I gambled in it, or played around, dabbled with it. That's the word I wanted, once upon a time. I have opened up Baldur's Gate, and I did try a couple of minutes of recording, so just the first few things I've seen. Just wanted to make sure that my recording was set up correct. So we are going to take a quick look at the options. Not going to spend very long in there. Let's see. Let's just reset everything to default and go through them real quick. Online visibility, we're going to leave that closed. I don't think that my current plan is to play online, so we don't have to worry about LAN connections. Or direct connections. The autosave. This is the 0th episode. You'll notice that on the thumbnail, and that means this is menus and perhaps character creation and nothing else. So let's go through this, and if you want to skip the menus, skip the character creation, then you go ahead and skip this video, go on to video number 1. But let's go through this real quickly. Okay, okay. Keep in mind, I'm a family-friendly guy. And this is a family-friendly show. So, we're not going to be doing those particular options. Choose whether or not characters are highlighted with an outline and or circle out of combat. I don't really know what that means. So, we might come back and change this later, but I think... how about none normally? And then when they're turn-based, it'll be circle, and then tactical view will be probably just circle with a highlight? Oh, maybe they'll highlight them for tactical view? I don't know. Let's try this and just see how this is going to go. System of measurement. I'm an Imperial guy. That's what I am. Karmic dice. Karmic dice avoid failure streaks while keeping the results mostly random. I don't know exactly what that means. Does that mean that if you fail a couple times, it's going to continue to make easier rolls for you? I think that's what that means. I'm going to go ahead and leave that on. It feels like a little bit like cheating, but it's checked by default. I'm going to leave it default. Auto-select character after combat. Avatar will select your original avatar. Restore will select the last character you had selected before combat started. Off will keep the character you had selected when the combat ended. Well, why don't we just go back to Avatar? I think it'll be good. Lock the mouse to the window. No, I may need to. You'll be free to move to a different window during loading screens or while in the main menu. You know, I doubt that I'm going to have to do too much manipulation, but so we're going to leave it like that. Edge panning. When enabled, the camera moves when the mouse cursor touches the edge of the game window. All right, that might be... Those two might be contradictory. I'm not sure. We'll see. Panning speed, we'll leave it in the middle. I don't know anything about it. Dynamic combat camera. We're going to adjust that audio here in just a moment. When enabled, the camera follows the character whose turn it is during combat or turn-based mode. Fine. Camera shake. Not a huge fan of camera shake. Maybe I'll turn it on for a little while. Maybe. Let's follow flying creatures as they perform the fly. I don't have the Twitch extensions enabled. I'm not worried about that at all. What do you think? Camera shake or no camera shake? Let's temporarily try it. It's probably going to be irritating. Let's go to audio. I'm skipping over to audio real quick. I wanted to make a couple of more adjustments. Master volume, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at 100, because that's the whole game, as it is. You can decrease the entire game by scale that way, but I'm actually running OBS, and I've got the desktop mix probably set at about 70%. Sound effects volume, I kind of want to hear the sound effects. I think they're going to be cool. User interface volume, probably roughly the same. Ambient. I mean, I want to hear the birds twitter, but I don't want them to overwhelm other things. So we're going to leave it at 75. Music volume. It already seems loud in my ears, I'm going to take it down to 65. It's nice, it's grand, it's adventurous, but I want it to be the background tracked, not the main thing. Not the main thing. Let's do 60. And I do like. Oh, listen to that. I do like that you can actually hear things change as you adjust the volume. That's actually really appreciated. We're going to 55. There we go. Turn it off for just a second. Ambient volume. I can almost hear the creaking of the trees swaying in the background there. So that's pretty good. I feel like the music is going to overwhelm that pretty stinking easily. We're going to go to 60%. Voice volume. I want to hear everything people are saying. Chatter volume. Maybe just a little bit quieter, but not a whole lot quieter. Dynamic range. Change the dynamic range of the audio volume. A high dynamic range allows for quiet whispers and loud explosions and is recommended for most setups. A low dynamic range is ideal when a consistent low or high volume is required, for example, when playing at night or recording, but I'm going to test high. Tell me what you think of the audio settings. Please put some comments down below. I would appreciate that. Point and click frequency. Change the frequency of voice lines when exploring and interacting with the world. Voice frequency. I don't know. Listen, I don't know. If this is going to be like in Dragon's Dogma where the pawns were just super chatty, and if I can turn that down, oh, buddy, going to be happy about that. Occlusion quality. Sound occlusion adjusts the volume of in-game sounds based on the position. Oh, so like if you're underwater or behind the trees or something like that. Physical objects between the source of the sound and the camera. Oh, that's going to be nice and realistic. Center cinematic audio. Equal volume through each speaker and headphone earpiece. Nah, I'm going to leave it. Leave it. Normal. Force mono. Nope, not doing that. Let's go to video. That is my card. Generic P monitor. Yep, cheapest thing I could find at Walmart. Aspect ratio. Yep, yeah. Borderless window, triple buffering. We're going to race through this real quick. Frame rate cap 75. That's the hertz of my monitor. I can't go any higher than that, so we're going to leave it at that. And I like having this all set at ultra. We're going to do it, right? Not high. We're going to set it at ultra. I think I can get away with it. I tested it. It all seems really, really good. The only thing that's off is the FSR because I am not using it. So we are good. Interface. Let's take a look at it real quick, and then we're going to jump over, quickly glance at keybinds, and yep, playing with a keyboard. Waiting for a new one to come tomorrow because I poured liquid on my other one and killed it. Yep, shame. Input mode, automatic. Let the game detect what I'm doing. I'm going to be trying mouse and keyboard since this is point and click anyhow. North-facing mini-map. Now I can rotate. Show pings from other players. Tutorials, I'm going to need them. I don't know anything. Show full tooltips when I'm pinned. All right, you know what? I'm going to need tooltips for now. I can probably shut them off later. Subtitles, yes. Show the speaker. Text background opacity. Oh, that's nice. You know what? Actually, just a little shadow for highlighting. There we go. That's probably really good. How's the text? Ooh. You know what? Let's make it a little bit bigger. Just because I can. Let's go 50. Let's go 55. 55's good. Overhead text. You know what? We're gonna go 54. Just to be a little bit weird. Add arrows automatically. Enable automatic addition of arrows and ammo to the hotbar. Yes. Okay, this is adding stuff to the hotbar automatically. Consumables, containers, throwables, potions, and scrolls, and usable items and torches. Well, I have no idea if that's useful, so we'll see. Always show the item stack splitter when you select a stack of items while trading. That seems like it could be useful. Let's turn it on. Accessibility, no, we don't want that. Input mode automatic. I'm just curious, real quick, to see if there's nothing really new here under accessibility that I'm... Auto-rotate camera speed. When it floats. You know, that's probably fine. Okay. Let's go to keybinds real fast. Oh, golly. Okay, so WASD, that's camera. Camera rotates, middle mouse. Rotate left, Q, E. I'm going to have to do some special setups here probably later. You know what? I think we've wasted plenty of time on all this. Let's back up and let's start a brand new game. And here we have the first challenge. Do we want to go for Explorer, narrative experience, placing story before combat? Kind of interested in that one just because, just because I am. Balanced, a balanced adventure full of challenging choices. All right. Or Tactician, a tough campaign, emphasizing strategic combat. I'm completely new to all of this. I'm going to go ahead and leave it on the default. I'd kind of like to pick the really hard version, but maybe I'll try some of the really hard version stuff on my own and wish I'd done this. Okay. Well, he's floating. Elf girl, I guess. Ooh. Ooh. No. Ew.
Who are you?
I don't know who I am. Okay. What do we have here? Didn't mess with this. On the right-hand side, this is a high elf level 1 barbarian, 17 strength, 13 dex, 15 constitution. Yes. Constitution. +2. Stamina and physical endurance. Okay, stamina. Saving throws. Intelligence. Wisdom. What's the difference? Int. Memory and mental power. Improve spellcasting. Improve spellcasting for clerics. Ooh. Think I know what I'm doing. Druids and rangers. And charisma. Force of personality. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I think I know how exactly. What is a cantrip? Firebolt. Rage. Proficiencies. Or okay. Wait. Okay, what do we have here? Origin characters. Astarion. After 200 years serving a cruel master, the vampire spawn Astarion is finally free. Free to walk in the sun, free to chase power, and free to take revenge. There's a story? Guys, I'm sorry, I'm gonna do it. Let's see what it's like.
Hello, darling. Don't be shy. I promise not to bite until we've been formally introduced. My name's Astarion. and I've spent a century stalking the night, hunting for pretty morsels just like you. A man called Cazador made me what I am, kept me like a pet, forced me to do his bidding. No more. The Tadpole's influence broke his dominance over me, and now I can finally pursue the one thing I've hungered for these long, dark years. Revenge. I'm going back to Baldur's Gate to track Cazador down in his lair. I'll be the last thing the bastard ever sees.
Okay, that is interesting. Lazael. Raised ready for a life amongst the stars, mercilessly conquering the cosmos as a Githyanki soldier. Grounded, she must deal with a world she doesn't understand and find a way to serve her people in a plane that despises her militant kin.
Since I was born in the cold reaches of world space, I have known but one purpose: to wield a silver sword and ride a red dragon in service of my regent, the Githyanki Queen Vlaakith. My first step on this path is to slay a mind flayer and bring its head to my queen. There is no flesh I will not carve, and no barrier I will not shatter to see it done. I am the one who sunders. I am the Undying Queen's most unshakable warrior. I am Lae'zel of Kalir.
All right, Lae'zel. That's not who I am. Gale's wizarding prowess once earned him the love of Mystra, the goddess of magic, but until his ambition led him to the brink of catastrophe.
Well met, stranger. You find yourself in the presence of the renowned wizarding prodigy, Gale of Waterdeep. Please, no need to be intimidated. My virtuosic talents once caught the eye of the goddess of magic herself, Mystra, who named me her chosen, and her lover. Thanks to a slight miscalculation on my part, that relationship eventually soured, as did the greatest of my powers. Now I'm merely a humble wizard on the road to redemption. Unless I can find the path to something greater.
All right. I actually find him just a slight bit tantalizing as an option. Shadowheart willingly undertook a ritual to remove her memories in order to protect the secrets of her fellow Shar worshippers. Loss and pain are sacred to her, but her faith is now being tested like never before.
My name is Shadowheart, loyal servant of Shar, goddess of darkness and loss. There is little more I can tell you than that. My Lady Shar tasked me with a mission of such secrecy that I surrendered great swathes of my memory in order to safeguard the knowledge of it. All I know is that I must bring the artifact I hold to Baldur's Gate, and that nothing can stand in my way. My goddess is watching.
It's an interesting little backstory there. I'm seeing some replayability here. Known as the Blade of the Frontiers, Will uses his magic to fell the monsters and devils menacing the Sword Coast. In a moment of desperation, he accepted an offer of greater power, forcing him into an infernal game he is struggling to play.
"7 years ago, I was exiled from Baldur's Gate, the city I call home. My name is Will, but the people of the Sword Coast call me the Blade of Frontiers, champion of the meek, defender of the innocent. The truth isn't quite so simple, but they're right about one thing. I hunt monsters, and I always catch my prey.
All right,
My
Will.
latest target is a devil, and I'm right on her tail. Once I'm through with her, she'll never escape the fires of the first hell.
Okay. Karlach has escaped 10 years of service in the Hells with nothing but the axe on her back, and the infernal engine blazing furiously where her heart used to be. Engine.
10 years ago, I was sold to the Archdevil Zariel. She put a hellfire engine in my chest and made me her prize soldier. But I've escaped now. Thank you, Mind Flayers. And I've got a few scores to settle. If this engine doesn't burn me to ash first, I'll need people I can trust. An infernal mechanic, and a serious amount of luck. But you know what? I'm not worried. After 10 years in the Hells, I can take on anything. I've got my chance at freedom, and believe me, I'm going home.
Okay. Last one. Let's do the Dark Urge. Ooh, looks super cool. You remember nothing but a path paved with blood. Unimaginable cruelty whispers to you from within. Can you escape it? Would you even want to?
My rancid blood whispers to me, kill, kill, and kill again. My ruined body yearns to reap death in this world. And when this foul urge calls, it possesses my whole being. Injured beyond repair. I know nothing besides this. I must resist the dark urge, lest it consume my mind. I must discover who I was and what happened to me before my twitching knife hand writes a tragedy in blood.
Also compelling. Not gonna lie. I think some playthroughs as these characters would be super fun, but it is time for me to do something different. And that thing is to tap the escape key, go to difficulty, we're going to tactician. I'm sitting here thinking, I'm going to miss out. And I don't want to miss out, so we're going to go that way. Let's resume it, and now let's do a completely custom origin story. Let me figure some of this out, and I'll be right back. All right, let's do some custom origin here. I've been sitting here playing with this and coming up with all kinds of stuff, but then I realize I can look over here. And I read through each one of these, and very quickly I'm going to click them, and you can pause and read them if you want. And honestly, I think I'm more along the halfling. Let's take a look at that. Let's go to, are we Strong Heart? Legend has it that dwarven blood gives strong hearts their hardiness, resistant to poison, and well springs of endurance. These halflings easily hold their own. All right, maybe so. Stealthy, but social. These halflings travel all over Faerun and make names for themselves. I kind of like the stealthy part here, but I think I'm going to deal a little poison resistance, and endurance might be particularly good for the way I play. What do we think here? Okay, we're going to pick the halfling, and we're going to go with Strongheart, I think. There's just something about that. Stealthy but social, these halflings travel all over Faerun to make names for themselves. I'm not really into that. Mostly about this. Easily holding my own. What class? Paladin, I think. Barbarian. The strong embrace the wild that hides inside. Keen instincts, primal physicality, and most of all, an unquenchable rage. Music is more than a fancy. Its power through steady adventure. You have mastered song, speech, and the magic within. Cleric, maybe so? Wielding potent divine magic for good or ill. I'm leaning on cleric at this point. Druids channel the elemental forces of nature. Rangers are unrivaled scouts and trackers. Fueled by the oath you swore to uphold justice and righteousness. Hold on there. You're a beacon of hope in dark times. Gain advantage on attack rolls against celestials, fiends, and the undead. Lay on hands for healing. Your blessed touch to heal a creature or cured of all diseases and poisons. Really? You gain the ability to channel the power contained in your Paladin Oath, which you can use to fuel certain actions. Abjuration cantrip. Make a target more resistant to spell effects and conditions. Target gains a 1d4 bonus to ability checks. Sacred Flame evocation cantrip. Engulf a target in a flame like radiance. Guiding bolt. Healing word. Inflict wounds. Shield of Faith. Protect a creature from attacks. Bane. Up to 3 creatures receive a negative 1d4 penalty to attack rolls and saving throws. Domain spells. You gain spells from your domain. They're always prepared. Spell slots are unlocked. You gain 2 level 1 spell slots, which are restored on a long rest. Ooh, quickly. I'm not going to do Wizard. I think Warlock, Wizard, Sorcerer, Rogue. That's the Thief? Yeah. Okay, so guys, is it Cleric or is it Paladin? I think I'm going Cleric. It just seems to be pretty good for me. Let's see these 3 cantrips. Change your cantrip selection by choosing from the spell list below. Cantrips don't use spell slots and can be cast at will. Alright, I'm going to reread these here. Okay, I've tried to read through these, and the first one that makes a lot of sense to me is a Flame in the Hand. You get both light and a little bit of damage. So, 1 to 8 fire damage when thrown. It looks like there's a ellipsis there, but I can't read it. And I guess until a long rest, something or other, right? What else we got here? A Blade Ward. Light. Well, that takes care of light, so I won't need to use that, right? I kind of like Sacred Flame. Gain advantage on intimidation and performance checks. I don't know what those are. T is to inspect that. Oh, that's how I could have... Okay, hold on. Let me go up here and T. Throwing the flame immediately after you conjure it does not cost an action. Extinguishing or throwing it on subsequent turns costs an action. Okay, so you get one free toss. I think that's going to be useful. Nothing there? Okay. Gosh, I don't know what until long rest means. Infuse an object with an aura of light. Take only half the damage from bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing attacks. I don't know if dodge works for me, but I think protecting myself is a good idea. And engulf a target in a flame-like radiance. I don't know exactly what that does. 60 foot. If a roll is to equal or higher than the difficulty class, the target resists the effects of the attack. This is all very new to me, so I'm going to pick really bad things. I'm pretty sure of it. Advantage on intimidation. I'm not a very intimidating guy, though. I'm just not. A flame-like radiance. There's a lot of light stuff going on here. Guidance. Resistance. So we get a Blade Ward. I don't know if I want that one. Do I want... Make a target more resistant to spell effects and condition. It receives bonus to saving throws. It's a melee. That's until long rest. That's melee and concentration. This is a little hard for me. Definitely going to go with the Blade Ward. I just feel like being able to occasionally protect myself like that is going to be great. Life Domain is an aspect of many good deities, offering spells that protect and restore the mind, body, and soul. Cure wounds, or bless. You already know this spell. This spell is a better version of one you already know. You will only have access to this one. Okay. The light domain is offered by deities of justice, majesty, and primordial flame. Harms the undead. Wicked chaotic, nope. All manner of language and skills. Your mind is an intellectual cup brimming with exquisite knowing. I like it. You already know the spell. Level 1 enchantment. So I wonder if I go up, command a creature to flee, move closer, freeze, drop to the ground, or drop its weapon. Alright, let's take a look at these. War. You brandish an arsenal of sacramental savagery to use against those you deem unrighteous. Your faith has made you the very thunder that quakes the black firmament, the lightning coursing through the veins of a terrible storm. Or the nature domain. Shillelagh. Gosh, I don't know. Alright, after looking at all these, I've opted either for this one, which has no bonus, and this one, which also has no bonus. But the Tempest Domain was a little bit compelling. This comes with a saving throw 2 to 16 lightning damage thunder roll thing. I actually don't know what any of that means. You do get aware, add your proficiency bonus with martial weapons, and heavy armor is not going to harm you any if you're wearing it. So, I'm kind of feeling like that might be good. This one also allows me to have heavy armor. Restore. Your devotion empowers your healing spells. When casting a healing spell, the target retains additional hit points equal to 2 plus the spell's level. Hard to decide. I'm going to look at a couple of these. Oh my goodness, got a lot to look at. I think I better pause until I've done some of this. Okay, well, we finally have made all of my decisions. Welcome, I would like you to meet the Preacher. I don't know if there's a place I can name him. I've kind of looked for a name, but anyhow, let's look at what we're doing. We're doing a custom origin, halfling race, the strong heart, cleric class, which I think gives me some capacities with simple weapons and morning stars. It's only going to be medium armor, light armor, medium armor, and shields. It's not going to impose a disadvantage on my attack rolls. So I'm interested in seeing how that goes. And cantrips, which must be a word for spells. We've got that going on, and I've got a pretty good selection here. Produce Flame, I think, is going to be excellent. Sacred Flame. Engulf a target in a flame-like radiance. And that's going to be some guidance. I almost switched this out, and I might here at the last second before I hit go, but I'm going with the Knowledge Domain, and that gives me the ability to command a creature to flee, move closer, freeze, drop to the ground, or drop its weapon. So I'm going to be trying that out a lot. And sleep, putting creatures into a magical slumber. And that'll last until somebody hits them. So that's going to be good. And so I don't know if this is like sleep bombing and Monster Hunter, but we're going to try it. I went with Tyr, rules over law and justice. I've got a strong sense of justice, and so we're going to hope that encouraging valiant acts and relentlessly pursuing oathbreakers works out well for me. And my background is a sage. I'm curious, well-read, unending thirst for knowledge. Learning about rare lore of the world will inspire me to put this knowledge to greater purpose. I thought about a couple of the other ones here, the Acolyte or the Outlander, but I'm going for the Sage. I'm going for the Wise Guy here. And here you can see my quick stats. There's a +1 bonus there on Strength. That's nice, I guess. And we're going for the Wise Guy. Here it is. Dexterity. Hopefully I can jump out of the way. And I bumped my Charisma up by bumping what was it? My strength down 1. It was 11, and this was 12. And then here are my spells. I'm going to start with Guiding Bolt, Inflict Wounds, Healing, and Sanctuary. Might change that healing just before we go. But going is what we will do next. I told you this episode was going to be all about just getting set up, reading the menus, getting things done. And we've done it. So thank you so much for joining me. Uploading at the very same time as this one is going to be episode 1. So if this was not your cup of tea, I'm sorry. But if you watched the whole thing, I'm incredulous. So thank you. And I will see you the next time.